The African Savannah. Tsavo is a massive savanna region in the East African country of Kenya, which acquired fame in 1898 when, during the construction of a railroad, a pair of lions, then nicknamed the Tsavo man-eaters, attacked worker campsites during the night by dragging them out of their tents and killing about 35 to 40 people between March and December. This event even inspired several books and movies, including the 1996 production The Ghost in the Darkness, with Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer, which won an Academy Award for sound editing, despite not being too successful in the box office. But why Red Tsavo? The region is also famous for its red elephants, common elephants that cover themselves with the red sands of the savannah as a refreshment from the scorching sun. Now that we have some context for the song's title, let's look into the music. Kenya is an East African country, so let's look into East African music and see how we can incorporate some of the African
Son of a beeswax!
Even though the title puts us in the East, the song does have some characteristics of Western, also known as Sub-Saharan African music. The use of polyrhythmic patterns, choirs, a ton of percussion instruments, including xylophones. Now honestly, I wanted to make a more structured presentation about African music and its influence on the world, but quite frankly, I was overwhelmed. There are too many nations, regions, and tribes, each with its own particular history, origins, influences, and traditions, where each of these has had an impact on the development of the music. It would require a tremendous amount of hours and work to organize and structure the information, which would result possibly in a full-length documentary or series. So what did I do instead? Play with my daughter's stuffed animals. One thing, though, that seems to be a common denominator is that music tends to be more organic, where expressing life itself is more important than technique or harmony. In many African countries, there has also been an important influence of Western music, especially in the adoption of the guitar as a main instrument. However, it seems that the Western Hemisphere has had a more dramatic influence from African music. Ragtime, which spawned blues and jazz, calypso, soca, salsa, merengue, rumba, samba, cumbia, and pretty much anything else Latin, and any other modern style that evolved from these. Expansion of African rhythms came, however, through probably the most tragic and darkest event in human history, the Atlantic slave trade. I would dare to say that it was even worse than any plague. In the end, disease came as a part of the natural world, sometimes unpredictable and random, but slavery shows how low human beings can stoop to dehumanize a person and justify their own evil. Between 10 and 15 million Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic between 1500 and 1900, but this figure grossly understates the actual number of Africans enslaved, killed, or displaced as a result of the slave trade. 10 to 15% died during the infamous Middle Passage across the Atlantic, and another 15 to 30% died during confinements along the coast. Altogether, for every 100 slaves who reached the New World, another 40 had died in Africa or during the Middle Passage. It now seems clear that as many as 60 million Africans died or were enslaved as a result of these various slave trades. so much with this song. Technically, I was able to lock into the polyrhythmic structure. But more than that, it gave me more appreciation for African influences in our music. Alright, I got my level 8 certificate. So next, we'll be up to level 9. Next song, after I finish qualifier, will be Horatio. Thank you guys for watching and have a good one.